Oh, hello. Yeah, what's up, man? It's a Triple B boxing basement, right? And we're here watching the big show. We're here watching the big show. Big Joe Joyce vs. Del Boy, Derek Chisora. And it's not a bad undercard, to be honest with you. Aadam Hamed, so he just won his second fight. He won his second fight. He didn't lose a round. You know, Aadam is obviously Prince Nazim's son. Now, if you were there back in the day, in the Prince Nazim days, they were exciting. You'd never seen a featherweight, maybe Barry McGregor, but you'd never seen a featherweight push this much. Why? Because he had speed, he had power, he had accuracy, he had boasting. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the box, but he was amusing. He was amusing. Even recently, and I wish you'd see him more on TV commentating. He said about Chrissy Banton Jr. He goes, "Look, which camera do I have to look into to tell him he needs to stop boxing?" There's a bit of beef there between Nazim actually and Chris Eubank. They almost had a fight in an airport years ago. So, but he can still be funny, Naz. And people ask him, "Oh, can your sons be as good as you?" He goes, "Can anyone be as good as the Prince?" I mean, he was entertaining. I remember, I'd watch the Prince Nazim fight, and then I'd go to the club. And I saw Prince in the club himself, a few places like Cafe de Paris, SW1. He looked off his nut, but whatever. So Aadam Hamed, he's got 3 sons, Prince Naz. Samir, Aadam, and another one. I think one of them is doing Misfits, which is probably the right route. But it's all about the money. Pro boxing should always be about the money. Regardless of what you say, legacy and this, that, and the other. You got to make the money. But Aadam Hamed, so he had a second pro fight against a guy. You'd call him a journeyman, right? This guy, you call him a journeyman. His Georgy Velishkov is his name, right? He is from Bulgaria. Right, he's got 4 wins, 3 KOs. Well, sounds like a puncher, but 21 losses, only 3 by KO and 1 draw. He's like a typical journeyman who's come to lose, and in some ways it was somewhat embarrassing, man. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but this guy's been brought in to lose, and that's not a problem. But make sure against those guys, look impressive, and I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but Aadam Hamed is a complete bum. He looked 6 divisions above this guy. He'd had barely no wins. He had really long arms, broad shoulders. I can't believe they weighed in at the same division. It just looks impossible. He looked 6 divisions above him. And Hamed, was sitting there, trying to be loose-limbed, trying to throw shots, but he's got no power. He's got no accuracy. Right? His father must be ashamed. Prince Nazim must be ashamed because Prince is there. Prince knows boxing. Obviously, he loves his son. He wants him to do well. Make some money, do this, that, the other. But when he sees his son Aadam look like such a bum, he must be embarrassed because he knows, man. And Hamed got recently signed by Frank Warren, and his trainers are Jamie Moore and Nigel, what's his name? Travis. And these are 2 real boxing men, 2 good trainers. I respect them. They know their boxing. They know he's a mug. They know Hamed is a mug. But obviously, there could be money in there if you match him very well. If you match him very well. They used to say, Aadam Hamed's never had any amateur fights, but he had at least 3 on BoxRec, 2 losses, 1 win, whatever. It's amateur boxing, but they used to pretend he had no amateur experience, but he has. And he's been training as a CS pro in, Dubai. You know what I'm saying? And you remember his debut, I think it was in Saudi Arabia. He fought some Romanian, right? He was literally 17, right? Who had no sign of any muscularity about his body. He It was pathetic. He stopped him in a round. It was dreadful. Bruce Lee. I don't mean Bruce Lee, the martial artist. There's a guy called Bruce Lee from Romania. I urge you to check out the YouTube videos because they're mad. This guy is called Bruce Lee. He wears chains on his neck. And he's in charge of a group of, I guess, it's like Fagin, like feral people. And they live in the sewers. And half of them got the AIDS, right? And he ended up getting nicked for noncery, which is not a surprise. But what I mean is this Romanian guy that Aadam knocked out in the his first fight in the first round looked like they'd pulled him out of Bruce Lee's sewers. It was pathetic. The display today of Hamed and the midget. The midget barely tried. He knows he's been brought in to lose, And obviously, he knows the tricks, Don't take too many punches. Keep your hands up. Don't try and win. But, Hamed looks so much bigger than him. It was like Tommy Hearns, he's Ray Boo Boo Mancini. Or Dave McCauley, just a guy so much smaller. I don't mean to disrespect none of those guys, but what I mean, it was just, you had a guy, Hamed is tall, he got broad shoulders, he got a good boxing physique, but he couldn't get this guy out. And people go, oh, he's learning his trade. Yeah, whatever, man. You say that about the Ricky Hatton's son, that complete bum. Camp Belen Tatton, And you remember, in his second fight, Camp Belen came in after Dimitri Bivol, one of the Pan fighters. Bivol was his walk-in fight. And this is how tragic, some pro boxing could be. Just because someone's a son of someone, they push him. But Aadam Hamed is no good, I don't want to take I don't want to copy what Naz said, but which camera can I look at? Because I'd say Aadam Hamed, needs to stop boxing. This is not his game. He's no good. He had no power. He had no speed. He had no accuracy. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't take care of a man. He looked like a midget. They'll what's the word? They'll get what they can out of him. They'll get out of the can out of Hamed. He might make some money, but I'm sure that a lot of people are getting so bored of this son of. What sons have done as good as their dad? Eubank done all right. Tim Tszyu done all right, but come on, man, be serious. Corey Spink's done well, but he's never talked about. He wasn't pushed as being Leon Spinks' son. He was pushed because he was good, and that's what we'd rather see. I think Aadam Hamed will probably retire after he's had a few hard spars. He's been brought up in Dubai. He's been brought up in, I wouldn't say luxury, but he's been brought up well. And, I think he'll probably end up getting hurt in sparring and realise boxing's not for me. And I hope so, because boxing is a dangerous game. And if he doesn't, he'll get flattened. Aadam Hamed will get flattened. He's an absolute bum. He's got no skills. He's got no skills. He's got no natural boxing ability. You know what I'm saying? He's got a big nose, so that makes him vulnerable. Okay? So, yeah, Aadam Hamed. The Triple B, and most of my fans, I'm sure, would say, look, Aadam, boxing's not for you. Which camera can I say that into? But boxing's not for you. I don't want to see Aadam Hamed hurt, and he will be if he carries on, because he's a complete bum. Peace in the Middle East.